That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. Today's woodworking project is a great little scrap wood idea, another quick and easy build, and one I have needed forever. It's for the shop, it's for the house, it's for everything in between. And it's made from this, a 2x4. 48 inches of a 2x4 to be exact, $2. 15, 15, 9 inches, and 9. That's all the chunks you need. As I said, a great little scrap wood build. A perfect project for a quick winter day. And when we're done, no one will even know it was a 2x4. If that sounds like your type of build, then hit that subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now, if you don't have a table saw, don't despair. I'll flash you the dimensional lumber as we go, and if anything, it'll be quicker and easier with the store-bought wood. But I'm a glutton for punishment. First step is to rip the 2x4 down the middle, splitting it to some 1x stock. You can do it with two 9-inch pieces, or in my case, since I'll be making a few of them, I'm just going to rip a 40-inch board right down the center. It's pretty straightforward. Rip about halfway through, flip the board, and finish her off. Then roll over the scar and cut them to 9 inches. Don't laugh. I told you I was making a few of them. You will too. I'm back to the table saw, and I rip them down to width. When glued up, I want 9 inches wide by 6 high. So, if you're working with dimensional lumber, you can go with a 1x4 and a 1x3 for your glue up, and you'll get 6 inches. Plywood will work just as well, but for stability, make sure it's 3/4 inch stock though. All I'm doing here is just kind of lining them up, trying to pair them, looking for the best, tightest fit for the glue up. Last week I talked about the smell of fresh cut wood. This week I'm thinking there's nothing more satisfying than the sound of wood clanking on the bench. And I think I need more clamps. Looks like next year's Christmas list has already begun. I'm pretty sure some store has her display up already. Looks like I can get enough for 4 panels, so we'll start with that. Titebond 3, a quick wipe down for glue, and we let her dry. Alright, slats. I love my slats. I have made slats since my very first video. I have a playlist dedicated to them. Ripping down 2x4s into thin slats. If ever there was a game changer, this is probably it. The ability to rip slats from a 2x4, it just changes the way you see a 2x4. If you don't have a table saw or the time, hit up the Big Orange Box store. Lath, not to be confused with lathe, that spinny doohickeys of death. $15 for 50 pieces. I'm not even sure I can rip 2x4s for that low. It's great. 3/8 inch thick, 1.5 inches wide, and 48 inches long. For each one of these builds, you'll need 4 of the lath strips. So you can make 12 from this pack. And these strips are great to have laying around. Don't worry about the excess. I don't like splinters, so I'm going to take the time, sand these all up, remove the saw marks, and round over the edges. I'm just using the bench top here, 120 grit. You can use the orbital or sand by hand, which really, that's my next step. The more you spend on sanding, the better the finish. It's absolutely amazing how smooth you can get pine to look and feel. Now, if I were to build these for a living or to sell them, I would just buy the lath. Quite honestly, this is where all the time goes in for the build. We pop the panels out and give them a quick sand next, removing any glue marks and saw marks. I probably should have taken the time before I glued them up. Some of the rip marks were a little deeper than I want, but in the end, it all works out. If you want, you can call these ends done now. Easy, easy, and quite honestly, you probably don't need handles, but I want them. You have several options here. Go all fancy, plunger out halfway down, nice little half-inch recess for your fingers. I did one with a heart cut out once. Or you can just glue some scraps onto the ends. Or hit up Hobby Lobby for their 50% off cabinet pulls. For me, I'm going simple and purposeful. I take out my layout blocks. I use these more for layouts and reveals than depth of saw blades. Drop down an inch and come in 2 inches from the sides. Mark a rectangle, half-inch in from each side, and punch some holes. I drill with a 1-inch Forstner bit in my hand drill. I generally don't use my hand drill and Forstner bits. They're designed for the slow speeds like a drill press, but I just feather the drill back a little and it works just fine. Then I cut between them. File and sand as needed. If you have a router, this is a place to use it. It'll make the handle smooth. Yes, Santana smooth. After the table saw, I think routers scare me the most. Something about spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Take your time, be careful. Just pop the fence off, drop the hole over the bit, and run around the edges. Flip and do the other side again. And then I just give them a quick hand sand to finish them off. Now, before assembly, you should really think about your finish. What are you looking for? You could go primary colors on the ends, painted or stained, letting the grain show through, make them bright, cheerful, and playful. Maybe a darker stain with clear poly slats, or just plain Jane wood, strict and functional. And I'm going plain here. I might not even poly it. These are designed to carry things back and forth from my garage and house to prevent freezing in the winter, specifically for quart stains and paints. Now, assembly is easy enough. I go glue and pin nails. You can just glue. There's no real pressure on the sides. A 1/2 inch space on the bottom and 1/2 inch in between the slats. For the bottom, I change it up. I would suggest a mechanical fastener of some sort. I'm going staples for a little more strength in the pins, and if you don't have a stapler or nailer, just glue it, let them dry, then pre-drill and sink a screw in each. The last thing I want to do is make them stackable. And it's actually real easy. I had 1,000,000 designs, all of which were far more complicated than needed. We just need to add some legs on the bottom of these, so they fit into the one below it. I'm going with some 3/4 stock or ripped over from the 2x4. If you can't rip any stock, that's fine. Use a 1x3, a 1x4, or glue 2 pieces of lath together. And here we are. These two came out great. I love crates, anything storage related actually. I've been hauling things in my old banana boxes for the last 2 years. You know the ones. Super sturdy cardboard, and I wanted a better solution. And since we build things here, these made perfect sense. And at $2, were really free for me, and probably 30 minutes a crate. And most of that in sanding, I don't think you can beat it. And time in the shop, priceless. You can make these any width you want, any height you want. But if you want them stackable, keep the same width. What do you think? You have any use for these? And would you go with a color or au naturel? As always, thank you for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes building with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next time.